They live from a stone of the purest essence. It is called lapis lazuli. By the power of this stone, the phoenix is burned to ashes, but from the ashes she is reborn. Thus does the phoenix molt and change her plumage, which afterwards is as bright and shining and as lovely as before. This stone confers such powers on mortal men so that their flesh and bones are made young again. The stone is called the Grail, and it is unknown save to those who are singled out by name to join the company of the Mont Sauvage. The stone confers such powers on mortal men so that their flesh and bones are made young again. That's exactly how the philosopher's stone in alchemy is described.
Lapis lazuli.
Lapis lazuli. Now that's a very interesting term. And the authors of Holy Blood, Holy Grail have examined the origin of that term and several of its parallel meanings. And here's what they say about it. According to Wolfram, then, the Grail is a stone of some kind. But such a definition of the Grail is far more provocative than satisfying. Scholars have suggested a number of interpretations of the phrase lapis lazuli, all of which is established alchemical short for resurrection or rebirth, and also in medieval iconography is an emblem of the dying and resurrected Jesus. Now, this is loaded. This is loaded with stuff. The term used by Wolfram to describe the Grail literally is telling us what it is: a stone fallen from heaven. The original meaning of the word connects the most predominant earthly or terrestrial consequence of this stone falling from heaven, the Grail, the geomorphic cup that forms when the stone falls from heaven and interacts with the earth. Also, we see the term lapis elixir used by the alchemist to describe the philosopher's stone, the very thing which has the power, the universal medicine, the thing which can transform the human organism. Don. Good, that's what we want.
Okay. Are you familiar with the blue pearl?
Of the Hopis?
No, the yogic tradition. In yoga, you get really deep into this stuff. And I did one of their courses at the City Yoga. And you go so far inward, you come to the center of your being, and you will see the blue pearl. And when I saw it, now the blue pearl, the old sign, that little wiggle comes off, it's a little dot, that's the blue pearl.
The dot.
The dot is, and it's in a cup. Mm-hmm. It's in a chalice. All right. When I saw it, I was in the blacks of black. It told me that it would be so black that I'd never seen this black before. And it was black. I got through the black, and I saw these pair of hands come out like this. I saw this blue come up. And when I approached them, in this black and black, I saw those hands and this blue thing, or this pearl come up. I was in the presence of total love and compassion and cleansed. It was totally overpowering. It just consumed. I was in the presence of God. And I saw that blue pearl, and that was the essence of what we were trying to do. But there may be some connection there. Got your blue stone, your blue pearl, and it's the center of your being, and it's God.
Yeah, and Jesus makes reference to the pearl of great price, this extremely valuable pearl. Makes several references to that in the New Testament literature. I think you're right. I absolutely think you're right. See, what you were doing was practicing an internal technology that led you to that experience, right? Could you describe it as that, the whole process? Oh, yeah. Yes. Well,
they took me through the different astral bodies. Mm-hmm. And the last one, before you got to the blue, was the blackest of black.
Mm-hmm. And see, in alchemy, they describe that there's a sequence of colors that the alchemist goes through.
What?
And at the end of the process is the blackest of the black.
Oh, no, that's good.
It's right there.
Understanding the blue pearl phenomenon. The blue pearl phenomenon refers to a vivid blue dot or sphere that appears in one's inner vision during deep states of meditation. It is often described as a concentrated point of vibrant blue light, similar to a tiny dazzling jewel or a shimmering pearl. Meditators have reported seeing the blue pearls suspended in a vast expanse of darkness or as a radiant light within their own being. When one enters a state of deep meditation, the mind becomes still and the senses are withdrawn from the external world. In this state of profound inner stillness, the meditator may begin to experience the blue pearl phenomenon. It is as if a veil is lifted, revealing a hidden dimension of existence. The blue pearl has captivated spiritual seekers for centuries and has been the subject of much contemplation and inquiry. It is said to be a glimpse into the true nature of reality, beyond the limitations of the physical world. The blue pearl represents the soul, the divine essence within every individual. The origin of the blue pearl phenomenon. The blue pearl has long been associated with the ancient spiritual practices of yoga and Vedanta. According to these traditions, the blue pearl represents the soul, the divine essence within every individual. It is believed to be a glimpse of one's true nature beyond the limitations of the physical body and mind. In the ancient scriptures of yoga and Vedanta, there are references to the blue pearl as a symbol of the highest truth and ultimate reality. It is described as a radiant light that shines within the heart, illuminating the path to self-realization. The blue pearl is seen as a manifestation of the divine presence, a reminder of our inherent connection to the source of all creation. Throughout history, spiritual masters and mystics have spoken of their encounters with the blue pearl. They describe it as a profound and transformative experience, a moment of awakening and enlightenment. The blue pearl is seen as a sign of spiritual progress, a confirmation that one is on the right path towards self-discovery and self-realization. The significance of the blue pearl in meditation. The appearance of the blue pearl during meditation is considered a significant milestone of the spiritual path. It indicates a deepening with the inner self and a heightened state of consciousness. This phenomenon serves as a powerful reminder of the vastness and beauty that lies within each one of us. When the blue pearl is experienced, it is often accompanied by a sense of peace, bliss, and profound stillness. It is as if the meditator is transported to a realm beyond time and space, where the boundaries of the physical world dissolve and the true nature of existence is revealed. As one continues to meditate and deepen the practice, the blue pearl may become a constant companion, a guiding light on the spiritual journey. And that's the true friend. It serves as a reminder to stay focused and centered, to remain connected to the inner self. Amidst the challenges and distractions of every everyday life. Ultimately, the blue pearl phenomenon is a reminder that we are not separate from the divine, but rather an expression of it. It is an invitation to explore the depths of our being, to awaken to our true nature, and to embrace the infinite possibilities that lie within. Symbolism of the blue pearl in different cultures. The Virgin Mary and Christ are often shown wearing blue in Christian art, and it is the attribute of many sky gods, including Amun in Egypt, the Sumerian Great Mother, the Greek Zeus, Jupiter to the Romans, the Hindu Indra, Vishnu, and his blue-skinned incarnation, Krishna. The blue pearl is associated with Lord Krishna and represents divine energy and transcendence. Nothing illustrates more the spectacular influence of the darker blue on Buddhist aesthetics than the blue Buddha, also known as the Buddha of medicine or healing. The most distinctive feature of this medicine Buddha is the color, the deep blue of lapis lazuli. In Tibetan Buddhism, it symbolizes wisdom and the attainment of advanced practitioners. The diverse interpretations highlight the universal appeal and mystery surrounding the blue pearl.
Do you see this door? That is like the blue pearl. The blue pearl is the gateway to your higher soul. The more you do your meditation on the blue pearl, the closer you are with your higher soul.
One day at the Singapore Botanic Gardens, the husband of this couple, let's call him G, talked about the blue pearl. He said he recently learned about the blue pearl and would like to see it one day. That I had been seeing blue light during my meditations. During meditations, with my eyes closed, I would see this beautiful blue light fill up the space in the darkness before me. After some time, I started to see a small ball of blue light in the middle of that blue light. I mentioned this, my experience to G. Both him and his wife's eyes widened. They said that it was amazing that I experienced that. And G said that according to what he learned, before the blue pearl appeared, one would see blue light. And the fact that he did not tell me that, and I mentioned it, proved that it really was happening to me. Then he recommended me to read this book, Play of Consciousness by Swami Muktananda. Without giving too much away, he encouraged me to read the book. He said it will explain about the blue light and the blue pearl. I was very grateful. For a long time I had seen the blue light and the blue pearl and wondered what it was all about. So I bought the book, and this is what the book looked like. Okay. Immediately after the book came into my possession, I went through the table of contents and I found a chapter about the blue pearl. Here it is. Can you see? Now my meditation went beyond the black light to the blue pearl. As soon as I sat down to meditate, there would be gentle movement in my body and then a rush of new energy through the nadis. The red, white, black, and blue lights would come. My meditation would stabilize itself, and sometimes I would pass into a deep tundra trance and would travel to other worlds. I saw everything while sitting in my hut. Every day I had some new experience. My body was becoming light, slim, agile, healthy and strong. I could see the central nadi, the Sushumna, which is silver-colored tinged with gold. It stands like a pillar, and all the nadis receive vibrations of power from it. When a sadhaka is meditating, he sometimes feels a pain in the Muladhara, at the base of the spine, which is due to the transmission of Shakti from the Shushumna into the other nadis. Sometimes I will have a new movement in the heart, in which an egg-shaped ball of radiance will come into view. This is the vision of the radiant thumb-sized being, who is described as follows in the Shetashvatara Upanishad. Augusta Matra Purusontaratma Sada Janamnam Hriday Sanivista. I'm sorry, I hope I pronounced the words as well as I could. And basically this means the inner soul, it means the inner soul always dwells in the heart of all men as thumb-sized being. Not a lot of information, but good enough for me.
The secret to physical health is in the heart. Without the physical heart, blood doesn't pump. If blood doesn't pump, the body dies. So physically, the secret is in the heart. Emotionally, the secret is also in the heart. Because of the heart, you learn to love, you learn to care, you learn to nurture others. So as the heart is very, very activated and blooming, we love people, we care for people, and that is how we connect to people. So definitely, emotionally, and in our relationship, the secret is in the heart. Mentally, the secret is also in the heart. The way it works is indirectly. When the heart is very, very activated, it has a tendency to stimulate brain cells. So when a person is very, very loving, mentally, they are able to be more aware of higher frequency or spiritual energy. So the heart chakra is very, very important, even for mental activity. So in that sense, mentally and intellectually, the secret is also in the heart. Now, a lot of people are very, very smart, but they cannot relate to other people. As this stimulation of the heart happens, it has also a tendency to stimulate our divine heart, or what is called the crown chakra. Now, what a lot of people do not realize is caring for other people around you is good, but the amount of love we have and the radius of this love is quite limited. But once the heart gets stimulated even more, it will stimulate the crown, which is universal love. That means loving people you probably have never met in your life.
Let's analyze the blue color. The blue color is a color of infinity. That's why you will see that Krishna is represented as blue. Dark blue, no? We said he was dark blue color. Then when you look at Shiva, it's the same. You look at Mahavishnu, it's the same. But when you look at Brahma, it's different. Brahma is your color. You know, it's a color of limitation. White, any color you mix with white, white will change. But whereas black, as much as color you pour into the black, it will remain darker. It will make the color become darker. So the predominance of that, the blue, represents that everything have to be alloyed with the color of the Guru. You understand? Here doesn't mean the external, meaning you have to remove your own personality and put on the personality of the master. When you do that, then you will drench in the same color of the master. What you know about yourself is just that, you know, but you don't know the deepness of yourself. So that, what you know of yourself, you should forget about that, which is very difficult.
He says that you always see a blue pearl in your meditation, and that blue pearl is God. And once you have seen that, then you have your Kundalini has gone up.
Soul or meditation on the blue pearl, which is the mental permanent seed in the center of the pineal gland, that is how we process information from the higher soul. And so this actually has an impact on your thought process, but besides like thinking and thought processes, because of the blueprint of the mental body, it is also how we are filled with light, right? It's tied to our prayer in the Stara, where we say we're surrounded by the pure white light of the Christ. only good comes from me, only good comes to me. This is tied to the activation of the blue pearl. Being surrounded by white light means that the blue pearl is activated, and when you're able to get something in, basically when the blue pearl is activated, you attract like goodness to your life, and then you're also projecting goodness, right? And so with that, we want to look at how can we amplify this mechanically through meditation, and then eventually with mantra and things like that. So one of the things is, how do we find this blue pearl? And part of the journey, part of finding the blue pearl is also a therapeutic process. And so it's in the direct center of your head, in the middle of the pineal gland. And so actually what we're going to do is you're going to put your awareness between your eyebrows, and then you're going to move your awareness through your head, coming out on the back side. So opposite your eyebrows on the back side is where you're going to come out, and then eventually you'll come forward. And by going through, going back and forth, you're actually helping to regenerate and re-educate the hypothalamus. And by going through and doing this, and the next step, you're also starting to cultivate or deepen the ability to detach from, attachments, negative situations, basically a way of disentangling, right? So even just the practice of finding the blue pearl can be just as potent as meditating on the blue pearl itself. Your awareness is on your heart. Move your awareness to the navel. Move your awareness to the crown. Just let go. Let go of everything. Just let go.
What does blue pearl mean? The blue pearl, also known as Nila Bindu, is a tiny point in the crown chakra. That is the seat of consciousness, or the higher soul. Located within the pineal gland, it is also known as the mental jewel. In yoga, the blue pearl can be activated through meditation and poses that target the crown chakra. By meditating on the blue pearl, the individual experiences their own true nature. Yogapedia explains blue pearl. Siddha Yoga Guru Swami Muktananda referred to the blue pearl as the light that illuminates the mind, that illuminates everything. It has also been described as containing the entire universe and divinity with the individual. Through meditation, some have experienced visions of the blue pearl outside of their bodies, while others have seen the light with their eyes closed. These visions are believed to be a glimpse into the innermost self. The pineal gland has also been called the eye of intuition, and it is the doorway through which the individual enters the astral and psychic dimension of consciousness. Perhaps the most common name for this chakra is the third eye, and the mystical traditions of every age and culture make abundant references to it. The pineal gland acts as a lock on the pituitary. As long as the pineal gland is healthy, the functions of the pituitary are controlled. However, in most of us, the pineal gland started to degenerate when we reached the age of 8, 9, or 10. Then the pituitary began to function and to secrete various hormones which instigated our sexual consciousness, our sensuality, and worldly personality. There you go. At this time, we began to lose touch with our spiritual heritage. Bindu chakra symbol. Even though you cannot physically see the Bindu chakra, it is represented by a symbol through which you can refer it. The symbol looks like a crescent moon with a white drop. It is said that the white drop indicates the origin of Amrita, which means nectar, that has the power to nourish the mind and the body, preventing ill health and promoting longevity. The crescent moon symbol is the reason this chakra is also called the moon chakra. It has to do with the brightness that shines from the chakra when it is activated. Yogis say that this brightness can be compared with the light emanating from the moon. In the Bhagavad Gita, which is the most famous sacred Hindu text, Lord Krishna compares himself to the moon that nourishes all life forms through its light. This is why nourishment and life force are considered to be key aspects of the Bindu chakra. As you already know by now, the Bindu chakra is the source of Amrita, or nectar. This nectar, although continually released by the chakra, gets burned out once it seeps into the solar plexus chakra. Solar plexus chakra, governed by the sun, negates the energy coming down from the moon chakra. Consequently, the Amrita is destroyed before you can feel its benefits. That means you need to learn how to activate the Bindu chakra. Bindu is a point at the back of the head where Brahmins grow their tuft of hair. The Bindu chakra bestows physical and mental health, vitality, and youthfulness, as it produces the nectar of immortality, Amrit. The eighth chakra, the Bindu chakra, is the doorway between the immortal soul and earth-bound personality, often referred to as the soul chakra. It is the seat of divine love, spiritual compassion, and spiritual selflessness. It is the most mysterious and remarkable energy center in the human body. Opening your eighth chakra and stepping through the veil that separates your earthly self from your eternal soul will open your eyes to the vast space beyond the physical plane. Whilst this energy center sleeps, it is similar to a dot, but when awakened, its energy begins to flow or to drip. The Bindu chakra produces truly astonishing effects. It is a health center that brings about improved physical, psychic, and spiritual health, and is therefore a valuable aid on our spiritual journey. It also helps to quieten our emotions and brings harmony and a sense of well-being. With the help of this chakra, one can control hunger and thirst and overcome unhealthy eating habits. Concentration on the Bindu chakra can also be beneficial for depression, nervousness, feelings of anxiety, and an oppressive feeling within the heart. A slight pressure with the fingernail on the side of the Bindu chakra gives rise to a spontaneous feeling of happiness that spreads to the heart. But the most outstanding effect of the Bindu chakra is the production of Amrita, the nectar of immortality. On the physical level, this means that with the awakening of the Bindu chakra, the pineal gland, which is connected to the center, becomes active. This gland emits a hormone that has a fountain of youth, influence on body and mind. This is why the rishis gave it the name Amrita, nectar of immortality. The Vishuddhi chakra is responsible for the purification and detoxification of the body. Yogis endeavor to keep the body healthy for as long as possible to enable them to complete their spiritual development in the current lifespan. And this is why the rishis in ancient times thought methods by which this valuable nectar could be gathered within the body and its benefits utilized. They found that they could control the flow of nectar with the help of the Vishuddhi chakra and the tongue. The tongue possesses subtle energy centers, each of which connects to a specific part of the body or organ. Exercises for the Bindu chakra. Kechari mudra. The tongue is rolled back as far as possible until the tip of the tongue reaches deeply into the pharyngeal cavity. Then the nectar that drips down from the Bindu chakra can be caught.
Whoa! What? This is called Hikari Mudra. Have you know this is a yoga practice that involves putting your tongue all the way up into your nose. It's said to awaken spiritual energy and improve overall well-being.